only concerned if we are buying within this red square. Now, if you buy any properties within this red square, you have a greater challenge of actually finding banks who are willing to finance you. But once you move to the odd number lorongs, as well as the higher number, what we call even lorongs, like 26, 28, 30, 32, so on, all right, you generally should be able to find banks to finance your purchase. Okay, and this particular one that we are highlighting, the Ocho, that is fine, all right, because we are at lorong 32, right? So now that we know where we are, you can see over here lorong 32. So this is even number lorong, all right, but the higher number lorongs that we are talking about, all right? So this is where it is. This is Ocho. Now, why is it attractive, right? If you look at exactly why Geylang is generally attractive, it's very attractive for general tenants, right? Tenants like the area. Why do they like the area? Because it's very near the CBD, all right? They have a very convenient train ride. There's Aljunied and there's Paya Lebar, right? They take the east-west line straight down to the city, and they have a hub at Paya Lebar, PLQ, and so on, all right? So because the tenants don't usually, for example, because sometimes I go over there to manage some of the rental properties there, I have seen like Caucasians, like it's very cosmopolitan. To the tenants, they don't actually have an overhang. They don't possess the same stigma that locals associate with Geylang. So they're willing to pay what we call city-fringe prices, all right, as a tenant, even though buyers are not willing to pay what we call RCR prices for the property. So generally, you can buy property there for a lower amount, but yet you can rent it for higher amount. So generally, rental, what we call use, all right, for the Geylang area is actually quite substantial, quite high, right? So like, for example, you could get a one-bedder there for about maybe $730,000, and you can rent it out for maybe $2,700 to $2,900 per month. All right, so if you calculate that kind of rental, it's kind of quite impressive, like 3 to 4%. And usually, like if you are going to like the Bukit Timah area where the prices are high and yet rental is not that high, you are looking about maybe 2 to 3% of rental returns versus that in Geylang. So if, let's say, for example, you don't intend to live there yourself, you want to buy something purely for cash flow, right? Geylang is actually something that you can actually actively think of. Now, is there any potential upside in terms of capital upside?